Welcome to the European Association for Higher Education Advancement's YouTube and podcast channel.
Oh, wow.
Today, we're diving deep into an article from the European Association for Higher Education Advancement. It's called 6 Innovative Tools to Boost Teacher Productivity.
Interesting.
So whether you're a teacher yourself,
Right.
work in education, or just want to see how digital tools are shaping learning, this deep dive is for you.
Whoa.
We're going to be looking at some really fascinating tools,
Okay.
including one that helps plant real trees.
Wow.
So you're ready to discover how to work smarter, not harder.
So what's interesting here is that the article begins by highlighting the demanding nature of teaching today. The very concept of productivity for educators has evolved beyond simply churning out work. It's about working effectively and feeling good while doing it.
Yes, feeling good is key.
Right.
We all know how burnout can impact everything. The article really emphasizes that connection between teacher well-being and student success.
Absolutely. When teachers are stressed and overworked, it impacts the entire learning environment.
For sure.
So let's jump into the tools.
Okay.
The first one might surprise you, Twitter.
Twitter. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah?
How on earth is Twitter supposed to help teachers be more productive?
Well, think about it this way.
Okay.
Twitter's word limit forces people to be concise. Teachers can quickly glean insights and trends from experts in the field.
Right.
Not to mention the networking possibilities, connecting with other educators, sharing resources, staying updated on best practices.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential.
Yeah.
It's like professional development on the go.
Exactly. And it exposes teachers to diverse pedagogical approaches, which can spark innovation in their classrooms. It becomes a tool for continuous learning and growth.
That's a great point. Continuous learning is so important for educators to stay energized and engaged. Now, this next tool I can definitely relate to, Grammarly.
Okay.
Who hasn't stared at a long report or email, dreading the proofreading process?
Grammarly can definitely save teachers time and mental energy by catching those little errors we all miss.
Yeah.
But the article smartly emphasizes that the focus shouldn't be solely on perfect grammar.
Right.
It's about content and tone, making sure your message resonates, not getting lost in commas and semicolons.
That makes me think about the importance of authenticity in teaching. You can have perfect grammar, but if your voice and passion aren't coming through, you won't connect with your students.
Precisely. Tools like Grammarly are meant to enhance our work, not replace the human element.
I like that.
And speaking of tools that can enhance our work, the next one up is rescue time.
Okay.
Do you ever get to the end of the day and wonder where all the time went?
All the time.
Yeah.
I'm constantly trying to figure out where my time actually goes.
Okay.
Tell me more about this Rescue Time app.
Sure.
What makes it so special?
Rescue Time tracks your activity on devices and gives you a detailed report on how you're spending your time.
Interesting.
Websites, apps, even specific documents.
Whoa.
It helps you identify those hidden time sinks that can eat away at your day.
That's so helpful.
Yeah.
Imagine teachers being able to see exactly how much time they're spending on lesson planning versus, say, responding to emails.
Yeah.
It could help them prioritize their workload and set realistic expectations.
Exactly. It's all about data-driven decision-making.
I like that.
And it goes beyond just identifying time sinks.
Okay.
Rescue Time helps you set goals and create a more balanced schedule. You can set limits on certain activities, and the app will give you gentle nudges when you're approaching your limit.
That's great.
Think of it as a digital accountability partner, helping you stay focused and on track.
I wonder if this could also be a valuable tool for students, helping them understand their own time management habits and find ways to study more effectively.
Yeah.
It could be a great way to foster self-awareness and responsibility.
It absolutely could. Imagine incorporating it into a lesson on study skills or time management.
Right.
It could be a really engaging and practical way for students to connect with the material.
That's a brilliant idea.
Thanks.
And speaking of engaging tools, the next one on our list is something I've heard about but never actually tried.
Okay.
The Forest app.
Oh, yeah.
I have to admit I'm a bit of a phone addict. So the idea of planting virtual trees to stay focused sounds both charming and potentially life-changing.
The Forest app is all about using gamification for good.
Yeah.
You set a timer for the amount of time you want to stay focused.
Okay.
And then you plant a virtual tree. As you resist the urge to check your phone or browse the internet, your tree gradually grows.
I see.
But if you give in to temptation, your tree withers and dies.
Oh, no.
It's a really visual and engaging way to encourage focus.
I love the visual element.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're nurturing a little virtual pet.
Right.
Do you think this would be effective for students, too? I can imagine a classroom full of kids diligently working to keep their virtual forests alive.
Absolutely. Imagine the possibilities for incorporating it into classroom activities.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a teacher sets a timer for quiet reading time.
Right.
And the students who successfully grow their trees earn a small reward. It could create a fun and positive learning environment.
That's a great example of how technology can be used to support learning in a creative way.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking about the teachers themselves.
Okay.
I know I could personally benefit from a little digital nudge to stay focused, especially when I'm grading papers or planning lessons.
Teachers are just as susceptible to distractions as anyone else.
Yeah.
The Forest app can be a great reminder to disconnect from the digital world and focus on the task at hand.
Right.
It's like a mini digital detox, but with adorable virtual trees as your reward.
Oh, I'm sold. I'm definitely downloading that one after we finish recording.
Great.
Okay, let's move on to another challenge that I think anyone who spends a lot of time online can relate to. Explored browser tab overload.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel like I'm drowning in a sea of open tabs.
I completely understand. It's a common problem in the digital age.
Right.
We're constantly bombarded with information, and it's easy to get lost in the vortex of open tabs.
Yeah.
But the article introduces us to a potential solution.
Okay.
One tab.
Okay.
It's a browser extension that essentially collapses all your open tabs into a single list.
Interesting.
Saving you from visual clutter and freeing up a ton of computer memory.
Okay, that sounds like a lifesaver.
Yeah.
So instead of having a chaotic jumble of tabs, you have a neat and tidy list that you can easily scan and navigate.
Exactly.
But does it really save that much memory?
Right.
The article claims it can save up to 95%, which sounds almost unbelievable.
It's definitely an impressive claim.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a fraction of that, it could make a noticeable difference.
Right.
Especially for teachers who are often working on older or less powerful computers.
Yeah. Right. It's about making technology work for teachers, not against them.
Yes.
And I'm thinking about how this could also be helpful for students who are doing research projects or assignments that require them to gather information from multiple sources.
That's a great point. Imagine a student researching a historical event.
Right.
Instead of having dozens of tabs open, cluttering their screen and slowing down their computer,
Yeah.
they could use one tab to organize their research into a manageable list.
It's like a digital filing cabinet for their thoughts and ideas.
Right.
To really help them stay focused and avoid feeling overwhelmed by information overload.
Precisely. And it ties into the larger theme of digital literacy skills. It's not just about teaching students how to use technology, it's about teaching them how to use it effectively and responsibly.
Well said. I'm starting to see how these seemingly simple tools can actually have a profound impact on the way we work and learn.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to our final tool for this deep dive, Todoist.
Okay.
It's basically a souped-up digital to-do list, right?
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But Todoist goes beyond a simple list.
Okay.
By offering a powerful set of features to manage your tasks effectively. You can create projects, set deadlines, prioritize tasks, and even collaborate with others.
I see.
It's like an external brain that helps you stay organized and focused.
I love that. It's about freeing up mental space to focus on the more important things like teaching and inspiring students. Could you give us some specific examples of how teachers could use Todoist to streamline their workflow?
Absolutely. Let's imagine a teacher who's planning a unit on, say, the American Revolution.
Right.
They could create a project in Todoist called American Revolution Unit,
Right.
and then break it down into subtasks like research key events, develop lesson plans, create assessment materials, and so on.
That's a great way to visualize the project and track progress.
Yeah.
It's almost like a roadmap for the entire unit.
Exactly. And within each subtask, they can set deadlines, add notes, attach files, and even assign tasks to their teaching assistants or other colleagues.
That's so helpful.
Yeah.
It becomes a central hub for all their planning and collaboration.
Exactly.
That's so helpful.
Yeah.
It's about taking all those swirling thoughts and ideas and organizing them into a system that makes sense.
Precisely. And it frees up mental energy to focus on the creative and human aspects of teaching.
This has been such an eye-opening discussion.
Right.
I'm already thinking about how I can incorporate some of these tools into my own workflow.
Cool.
It's amazing how technology can be used to support both teachers and students in such practical and engaging ways.
And what's even more fascinating is how these tools can be integrated into a larger strategy for promoting a culture of positive productivity in education.
That's a great point.
It's not just about using the tools themselves,
Right.
but about fostering a mindset that values well-being, balance, and purposeful work.
That's a great point. We'll definitely delve deeper into that idea in the next part of our deep dive.
It's amazing how these seemingly simple tools can actually transform the way we approach work.
Yeah.
And speaking of transformation, let's circle back to that surprising first tool,
Okay.
Twitter. I'm curious, what are your initial thoughts on using Twitter for professional development?
I'll admit I'm still wrapping my head around it.
Okay.
I tend to think of Twitter as more of a social platform,
Right.
not necessarily a place for serious learning.
I understand that perspective.
Yeah.
But think of it this way. Twitter is a platform where experts and thought leaders are sharing their insights in real time. You can tailor your feed to follow educational organizations, researchers, authors, and even other teachers who are pushing the boundaries of pedagogy.
So it's like creating a personalized professional development network.
Exactly. And
Right.
because of the concise format, you're getting those key takeaways without having to wade through lengthy articles or research papers.
I see.
It's perfect for busy teachers who are always short on time.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But what about the potential for misinformation or unreliable sources?
Right.
How do you navigate that aspect of Twitter?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
It's crucial to be discerning about who you follow and what information you trust.
Right.
Look for reputable organizations, established experts,
Yeah.
and sources that are backed by evidence.
Okay.
A good rule of thumb is to look for verification badges
Yeah, that's smart.
and check the user's bio to see their credentials and affiliations.
Those are helpful tips.
Great.
It sounds like Twitter used strategically
Yeah,
could be a valuable supplement to more traditional forms of professional development.
absolutely. And don't forget about the power of connecting with other educators.
Right.
Twitter chats, which are scheduled conversations around a specific hashtag, are a fantastic way to engage in real-time discussions, share ideas, and ask questions.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That reminds me of another tool we discussed earlier.
Okay.
Rescue time.
Right.
It's all about data and self-awareness, right?
Yeah.
I can see how that data could be incredibly valuable for teachers who are trying to manage their time effectively.
It's about taking the guesswork out of time management.
Right?
Imagine being able to see exactly how much time you're spending on lesson planning,
Yeah.
grading, answering emails, attending meetings, all those tasks that fill a teacher's day.
That data could be really empowering.
Yeah.
It could help teachers identify areas where they're spending too much time and find ways to streamline their workflow.
Exactly.
Cool.
And it could help them advocate for themselves more effectively.
Oh, that's interesting.
If a teacher can show their administrator concrete data around how much time they're spending on non-teaching tasks, it could lead to more support and resources.
That's a great point.
Thanks.
It's about using data to drive positive change,
Yeah.
both for individual teachers and for the profession as a whole.
Speaking of positive change, let's shift gears to a tool that's all about promoting focus and mindfulness,
Okay.
the Forest app.
Okay.
You mentioned earlier that you're a bit of a phone addict,
Uh-huh.
so I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this one.
I'm intrigued by the idea of using gamification to encourage focus.
Okay.
It's almost like turning productivity into a game,
Right.
which could be really motivating, especially for students.
The Forest app is a great example of how technology can be used to tap into our natural desire for rewards and visual progress.
Yeah, for sure.
As you stay focused, your virtual tree grows, creating a tangible representation of your effort.
I can see how that would be really appealing to visual learners. It's a way to make abstract concepts like focus and attention more concrete and engaging.
Exactly. And the fact that you can earn credits to plant real trees
Oh, wow.
adds another layer of meaning and purpose.
That's really cool.
It connects individual actions to a larger environmental cause.
That's brilliant. It's about seeing the interconnectedness of things and realizing that even small actions can have a ripple effect.
Yeah.
But I'm also wondering about the potential downsides of using an app like this.
Okay.
Could it create pressure or anxiety for students who are already struggling to focus?
That's a valid concern.
Right.
It's important to use tools like this mindfully
Okay.
and to avoid creating a culture of comparison or competition.
I see.
The goal is to encourage focus and well-being,
Right.
not to add stress or pressure.
It makes me think about the importance of balance.
Yeah.
It's not about eliminating distractions entirely or becoming a productivity machine.
Right.
It's about finding a healthy rhythm that works for you and allows you to be both productive and present in your life.
Beautifully said. It's about finding that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Where effort meets ease, where we're challenged but not overwhelmed.
I like that.
Now let's move on to a tool that can help us declutter our digital lives.
Okay.
And regain a sense of control over information overload.
Right.
OneTab.
OneTab.
You mentioned earlier that you often find yourself drowning in a sea of browser tabs.
It's a constant struggle.
Uh-huh.
I start with the best of intentions, but then I get sidetracked, and before I know it,
Yeah.
I have dozens of tabs open, each
Right.
representing a different thread of thought or research.
It's so easy to get caught up in that cycle.
Yeah.
But OneTab offers a simple yet effective solution.
Oh.
By collapsing all those open tabs into a single list, it creates a sense of order and calm,
Right.
making it much easier to manage all that information.
I love the idea of creating a sense of calm in the midst of digital chaos,
Yeah.
but I'm also curious about the practical benefits.
Okay.
Does OneTab actually save that much computer memory?
It definitely does.
Wow.
By essentially putting those tabs on pause,
Right.
it frees up memory and allows your computer to run more smoothly.
Uh-huh.
For teachers who are often working on older or less powerful computers,
Yeah.
that memory savings can be a real game changer.
That's a great point. It's about making sure that technology is a tool that empowers teachers,
Yes.
not a source of frustration.
And let's not forget about the students.
Right.
Imagine how helpful OneTab could be for students who are working on research projects or assignments
Yeah.
that require them to gather information from multiple sources.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It could help them stay organized,
Yep.
avoid distractions,
Right.
and make the most of their research time.
Exactly. It's about equipping students with the tools and skills they need to navigate the digital world effectively.
I'm starting to realize that these tools are not just about individual productivity, but about creating a more mindful and balanced approach to technology, both for teachers and students.
That's a profound insight. It's about using technology in a way that supports our well-being
Right.
and enhances our ability to learn, grow, and connect with each other.
Speaking of connection, let's move on to our final tool for this deep dive.
Oh, okay.
Todoist.
Do it.
I've heard a lot of buzz about this app,
Eh.
but I'm curious to hear your take on why it's so effective,
Okay.
especially for teachers.
Todoist is a fantastic example of how a well-designed tool can transform the way we approach task management. It's more than just a digital to-do list.
Right.
It's a system for capturing, organizing, and prioritizing everything you need to do,
Okay.
both personally and professionally.
I love the idea of having a system.
Yeah.
It's about taking those swirling thoughts and ideas and giving them a structure, a place to land.
Exactly. And Todoist goes beyond a simple list
Right.
by offering a range of features that make it incredibly versatile.
Okay.
You can create projects, set deadlines, prioritize tasks, add notes and attachments, and even collaborate with others.
I'm particularly interested in the collaboration aspect.
Okay.
How could teachers use Todoist to collaborate more effectively with their colleagues?
Imagine a team of teachers who are planning a school-wide event.
Right.
They could create a shared project in Todoist, assign tasks to each other, set deadlines, and track progress together. It becomes a central hub for all their communication and coordination.
That's a great example.
Yeah,
It's about streamlining communication and making sure everyone is on the same page.
exactly. And it frees up time and energy to focus on the more creative and collaborative aspects of teaching.
This has been such an eye-opening discussion.
Oh, good.
I'm already thinking about how I can incorporate some of these tools into my own workflow and share them with my colleagues.
And what's even more exciting is that these tools are just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, wow.
There's a whole world of innovative technologies and strategies out there that can help us transform the way we work and learn.
That's a great point. It's about staying curious, exploring new possibilities, and finding the tools that best support our individual needs and goals.
It's fascinating to think about how technology is reshaping the landscape of education. It's not just about using gadgets in the classroom.
Right.
It's about fundamentally changing the way we approach teaching, learning, and productivity.
You're right. It's about a mindset shift. And I think this article does a great job of highlighting that shift. It's not just about using these 6 tools.
Yeah.
It's about cultivating a culture of positive productivity in education. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a crucial point.
Yeah.
A culture of positive productivity recognizes that well-being is intertwined with effectiveness. It's about creating an environment where both teachers and students feel supported, empowered, and motivated to do their best work.
It's about creating a sustainable ecosystem
Right.
where everyone can thrive, not just burn out trying to keep up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it starts with recognizing that productivity isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. What works for one teacher might not work for another, and that's okay. It's about finding the tools and strategies that best fit your individual needs, preferences, and teaching style.
It's about personalization and flexibility.
I love that.
Right.
But how do we actually put this into practice? How do we move beyond just talking about positive productivity and actually create it in our schools and classrooms? That's a great question. I think it starts with open and honest conversations.
Okay.
Teachers need to feel comfortable sharing their challenges, their successes, and their ideas for creating a more supportive and productive work environment.
So it's about creating a culture of trust and collaboration.
Absolutely. And it's about providing teachers with the resources and support they need to experiment with different approaches, to try new tools, and to find what works best for them.
That makes me think about the role of school leadership.
Yeah,
Administrators need to be on board with this shift in mindset, right?
absolutely. Leaders need to model positive productivity themselves, to prioritize teacher well-being, and to create systems and structures that support a sustainable work environment.
It's about creating a ripple effect. When teachers feel supported and valued, that positive energy flows into their classrooms and ultimately benefits the students.
Precisely. It's about creating a virtuous cycle where well-being and productivity reinforce each other.
As we wrap up this deep dive into teacher productivity tools, I want to circle back to something you said earlier, the idea that these tools are just the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
It's exciting to think about all the possibilities that technology holds for transforming education. What are some other areas where you see technology making a significant impact?
One area that's really exciting is personalized learning. Technology allows us to tailor instruction to individual student needs and learning styles, creating more engaging and effective learning experiences.
That's a game changer. It's about moving away from the one-size-fits-all model and embracing the uniqueness of each learner.
Exactly. And another area where technology is making a big impact is in assessment.
Okay.
We're moving beyond traditional standardized tests and exploring more authentic and meaningful ways to measure student learning.
It's about assessing what matters, not just what's easy to measure.
Precisely. And technology is also playing a crucial role in fostering collaboration and communication tools, like video conferencing, shared documents, and online learning platforms are breaking down barriers and connecting learners from all over the world.
That's amazing. It's about expanding access to education and creating a truly global learning community.
It is, and it's just the beginning. As technology continues to evolve, the possibilities for transforming education are limitless.
This has been such an inspiring and thought-provoking conversation. I'm leaving with a renewed sense of optimism about the future of education and the power of technology to support both teachers and students in reaching their full potential.
It's been a pleasure exploring these ideas with you.
And a huge thank you to the European Association for Higher Education Advancement for providing such insightful and practical resources for educators.
Absolutely. We encourage all our listeners to check out their website and social media channels for more valuable information.
And please don't forget to follow the European Association for Higher Education Advancement on YouTube and social media.